Mayors can shape events in their city, but more often than not, it's events in our city that shape us. There are precedents and protocols sitting in the reserves of institutions just like this one that will give you about 1,000 reasons not to do something, not to speak out, not to act so quickly. And I've wrestled with, more than anything else over the last 36 hours, one fundamental question. Why is the man who killed George Floyd not in jail? If you had done it, or I had done it, we would be behind bars right now. And I cannot come up with a good answer to that question. And so I'm calling on Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman to act on the evidence before him. I'm calling on him to charge the arresting officer in this case. We cannot turn a blind eye. It is on us as leaders to see this for what it is and call it what it is. George Floyd deserves justice. His family deserves justice. The black community deserves justice. And our city deserves justice. I want to see a charge take place. I want to see justice for George Floyd, and me commenting on either the evidence, obviously much of which is not out yet, and or a specific charge would inhibit that measure. So again, I want to see the charge of the arresting officer take place, but if we want to see that charge, it would not be wise for me to provide the specifics of a form of murder. I'll give it to you straight up. So the question was, can I elaborate a little bit more on my belief that the arresting officer should be charged? And yes, we watched for 5 whole excruciating minutes as a white officer firmly pressed his knee into the neck of an unarmed, handcuffed black man. I saw no threat. I saw nothing that would signal that this kind of force was necessary. By the way, that particular technique that was used is not authorized by the MPD. It is not something that officers are trained in on, and should not be used, period. And so, in so many of these horrible instances in which law enforcement tragically kills a member of our community, we are talking about split-second decisions. In so many of these instances, we are talking about 4 or 5 or 6 seconds, sometimes less, where a decision was made that tragically killed somebody and impacted a whole community. We are not talking about a split-second decision that was made incorrectly. There's somewhere around 300 seconds in those 5 minutes, every one of which the officer could have turned back, every second of which he could have removed his knee from George Floyd's neck, every one of which he could have listened to community around him clearly saying that he needed to stop. Every one of which you heard George Floyd himself articulating the pain he was feeling, an inability to breathe. I can't see coming to a different answer there. And I think it's incumbent on all of us to say that. Thank you.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.